it's Amy. I have here Lauren, who is my best friend. Let me just move this one.
But you are!
Have I never told you this?
Well, yeah, no, you have.
You're
my best friend.
It's how it rolls.
Yeah.
So it's just a super casual. We're going to do a couple of videos. We're going to go through what we bought today, because we've been in London and we bought... Which one did we go to? What was the bookshop we went in first?
Oh, where did I put it?
Sorry. This isn't scripted.
I'm prepared.
It's fine, I have like 4 viewers max, so it's fine.
Okay. It was a bookshop on Charing Cross Road near Tottenham Court Road. There's a postcard of it. But I think it's called Any Amount of Books now, but it used to be called AH Mayhew, I think.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it was really lovely. We kind of found it by chance, and I had heard about it on like other booktube channels, and it was really lovely. And then we went to the Foyles near Leicester Square as well.
The big one.
It was very big. Never been there before, so yeah. And we're also going to talk through what we're currently reading, because I brought books with me, and obviously you're a massive book reader, so we'll do that as well. Do you want to show your book?
Yeah, okay. So I have...
Put you on the spot.
I have Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan... I can't say that. Saffron Foer? Yeah? Foer. Yeah. And it's about a young boy, I think he's like 10, 11.
Okay.
And his dad has died, and he finds a key in his dad's wardrobe, and it's his adventures into trying to find where the key goes, and also his family history as well.
Okay.
So within it is like letters from his grandparents, which is really nice. But I think the idea behind it, I think, is that he's on the spectrum.
Okay.
So he has he refers to himself as being sad as having heavy boots. So it's like kids kind of vocabulary, but I think he's on the spectrum as well.
You can kind of identify with that. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's really like he speaks in terms that like, oh my god, I know exactly what you mean. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. What are you reading?
Awesome. I'm reading like 2 books a minute, physical books.
Yeah.
I read I read like Audible books as well, which we were talking about earlier. But I'm reading The Royal Assassin. It's the second book in the Farseer trilogy, and it's about 650 pages long. I'm on 440-ish. Really enjoying it. It's I really love Robin Hood. Like this is obviously the second book I've read. This one it's just kind of a continuation of the first book, so I can't really talk about it too much without spoiling anything. But the whole series feels like a never-ending story. So it never feels. It gets to the end of the first book, and I didn't feel like anything was completely resolved. So when I went to the second book, it wasn't like, what's going to happen this time? It was like, it completely bled into it. Yeah. So it's really, really good. And obviously Fitz has got older, so Fitz, the main character, is now like mid-teens, late teens, so like there's now sex involved. So now, like, you get to hear about him fucking some people, which is really interesting.
My favourite kind of book.
So it's progressing a lot. But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And it's nice to read like a long book and kind of take my time and really kind of continue like dipping in and out of the story. So, but because it's long, I've been continuously picking up kind of shorter books, and I picked up this one, which is Frank Dickotter, or Dick. His name's not Dick. Dickotter? Yeah. Mao's Great Famine, which is about Chairman Mao's Great Famine. I think it's about the Great Leap Forward and the famine that came from that. So I've read, the only Chinese history book I've read about Chinese history was Wild Swans, which isn't really a history, it's more like a memoir, and it kind of covered most of the communist regime in China, and I believe it's to do with the Great Leap Forward. So it says here, between 1958 and 1962, 45 million Chinese people were worked, starved or beaten to death. Yeah, Great Leap Forward. So yeah, I'm only like 10-15 pages in, and it's kind of interesting.
I think you do the same as me, so I do read several books at once, so I do have smaller books or bigger books in my room that I'll just pick up and stuff. But the difference between me and you is that I don't really read non-fiction or history books as much. Like, the last non-fiction I read was The Soul of the Octopus.
Yeah.
Which I love.
You
can borrow it.
So we did the book, we never did a video because we did the book buddy tag or like readathon. And one of them was to pick a book off your buddy's shelf and make them read it. And yours were like, we gave each other 3 books each, and you put out The Soul of the Octopus, and I was like, fucking read it, it's meant to be really good. So,
I really want to meet an octopus now. Like, that's my goal in life.
You sound as if you're going to walk down the street and there's going to be one of the top cats, like, good day, octopus.
No, I want to go to an aquarium and meet an octopus because it's really cool. They can like taste chemicals in your skin, so they can tell if you're like smoker or non-smoker and stuff like that. It's really cool. They're like as smart as dogs. I really like octopus now. Octopus. because
Octopi.
octopi is wrong.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So in the book, I'm going to divulge very quickly. In the book, at the very beginning, it's like octopi is wrong because pi, like the I bit of a plural word, is a Latin plural, but octopi is not a Latin. Octopus is not a Latin word.
Oh, okay. So it's not right.
So the plural of octopus is octopus, or octopuses. Whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, so I do the same as you. Is I read several, but that's the last non-fiction I read, and that's quite a while ago now. It was a few months ago.
Yeah, we did a book buddy like tag on like a couple of months ago. Yeah. I don't actually usually read a lot of books at once. It's only happened recently, so I would usually read one book one after the other, and I read like an Audible book at the same time. So like I usually have 2 on the go, but at the moment I've got 4 on the go. So yeah, well I have one on Audible. I have a physical book which is Royal Assassin. I then have Crime and Punishment, which I'm trying to read, but I'm failing to read because it's really boring. Yeah. And because I'm reading a long book, I'm also picking up a small book as well.
I can't.
So I feel like I need to read more.
I haven't tried Audible or audiobooks really. I don't think I could get into it, but I'm open to trying. But it's the same as podcasts. I don't know. Yeah. I'll see. I'll try.
Cool.
Good. What did you buy, Amy?
What did I buy? I bought 4 books. Well, so in one more, it's all I got one more than you. So in any amount of books, I think I didn't have the best luck as you did. Like you picked all your books up from Any Amount of Books, and they're really good. I picked up Ordinary Men by Christopher R. Browning. So this is a like classic history book. So I've said before, I did my degrees are in history, and when I did a Holocaust module in year 2, this is like the book on like the Einsatzgruppen, which was a kind of a group of like German soldiers that would go around and like in like a van and kill Jewish people in like their communities and stuff. So yeah, it's all about like, so the subtitle is the Reserve Police Battalion 101 and the Final Solution in Poland. So they just go around and kill them.
She's the happiest book.
I know, and it's all about. So Browning explores in this book, from what I've been told, explores why these men did it, because some of them be like, I was following orders and that's what it was, and that's where Ordinary Men comes from, because it's questioning, are these ordinary men and were they just following orders?
Yeah. Which is the general excuse though in war, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's just interesting. And I've never read it. I've always heard of it and I heard people talk about it in my history degree and I never read it, so I bought that. Yeah. Do you want to talk about your stuff you got from any?
Yeah, should we do it like one at a time?
Yeah, sure, let's do that.
Okay, so all of my books are from, any books?
Any amount of books.
Any amount of books. All of my books are from Any Amount of Books. But I picked them up within the first 5 minutes, really. Didn't I?
Yeah, I took ages.
So the first one this is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. And I've heard about this on BookTube actually, and
I haven't.
So I think it's because I do follow a lot of BookTubers who talk about YA.
Is it YA?
I think it's a YA.
Okay.
But basically, these 2 boys get told when they're going to die, and it's their adventure on their last day making friends with each other. So I'm just reading it. Yeah. So there's an app. It's basically about them finding each other on their last day of living and their adventures. Okay. So I think it is YA. I think they're quite young. I believe they're quite young. And I'm assuming from what I've heard about it that there's going to be some kind of romance within it and stuff. So I like that kind of book.
No judgment.
So yeah, so that's good. I mean, it's also very pretty.
It is lovely, and like the books are in exceptional like condition.
This is basically brand new.
Yeah.
It won't be by the time I finish with it, but it's brand new.
Because I think, isn't it the bookshop? We didn't realise, but it's like second-hand books and antiquarian.
Yeah.
Is it antiquarian? Is that the?
Antiquated books. Yeah. Just old books. But it's nice to buy them second-hand because it means either they're well loved or they're in really good condition, and that's nice.
The only thing I've got on mine's definitely worn, like it's got yellow on the side, so that's fine. I got like a massive sticker on it, which will not come. I tried peeling it back, and I peeled some of the cover off. So
okay, yeah, don't do that.
But that's fine.
Yeah, we like them well loved.
Yeah. What else
do you buy from foils?
I don't actually. I talked about this before. I don't actually read the blurbs very often on books, so like when it comes to like filming, I'm like, this is about
stuff.
Exactly. This is a book. It looks nice.
It looks nice.
So this is the history of a disappearance, the story of a forgotten Polish town. So it's about that. It's by Philip Springer, and it's there was like a collection of books on the fiction floor of foils. So we got this from Foils. And it was all like books from Poland or about Poland. So this is about the Silesian village of Kupferberg, and kind of how it evolved and how it vanished over the time of the 30 Years' War, the Napoleonic Wars, World War One, and then like post World War Two Stalin era. So how it developed during those times.
All of your books are really history heavy.
I know, and then how it kind of obviously disappeared. So yeah, it's interesting. I never usually buy stuff like this, and I usually, when I go to like big shops in London, I always force myself to like pick up something new. And this was my pick up something new book.
Pretty good, it's nice.
It was lovely
For a sad story.
Yeah, but yeah, so I'm intrigued. So I don't know whether I'm going to love this or not, but
it's good to test it.
Yeah, and I've always wanted to read more like stuff about Poland and Polish history. So because I feel like we don't learn enough about it.
No.
So
I suppose it depends on the module.
Yeah, no, we never did anything off like the beaten track, so never learned about Poland.
Yeah, sad. The other two books I got are both the new Roald Dahl, because Amy for Christmas and Sam bought me Lust and Madness. I preferred Madness, but they were both really good in their collections of short stories by Roald Dahl. I think they were published throughout his life. Like in
I think it's like collected, isn't it?
And they've collected them together into like specific types of human condition, I suppose. So one's Lust.
Yeah.
That was the first one I read, and the other one's Madness. I've just finished the last, like a couple of books ago. So I have Innocence. They all have similar covers, which
they're
is nice.
Really
they
lovely.
all match.
They're really lovely. They're beautifully produced.
Yeah. Oh, they've got the list on the back. So they've got Lust, Madness, Cruelty, Deception, Trickery, War, and Fear.
These are new ones, aren't they? These are part of the next one, because the first.
Yeah.
Because the new ones are the Trickery, War, Fear, and this one.
Yes. So
the
first original ones were Lust.
You can't see this.
The first original ones were Lust, Madness, and Cruelty.
You
just can't see it.
Doesn't matter.
So this one's Innocence. They tell you, like, they give you like an overview of the kind of short stories you're going to find in it as well. And then I might as well do the other one, which is War. So that's the front cover.
I really like the cover of this one.
Yeah, I like the War one.
I've seen people talk. But yeah, I know what you mean. I don't mean I love War. No, because when I've seen people like talk about these, because obviously BookTube is in love with these, and that's why I bought these for you. When I saw the new covers, I thought War looked really interesting.
Yeah, I think so. If I picked out my favourite two stories that stuck out to me from Lust and Madness, the Lust one was a story about a guy in Egypt, I think, and he goes to this mysterious house in the middle of Egypt and manages to sleep with both the wife and the daughter of the guy he's staying with. That's not a spoiler. And
feels like it is.
No, it's not. The rest of the story is. And then Madness, my favourite one. Ooh, there were a lot of good ones.
That's good.
That's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
But Madness, I think, the one that stuck out to me was one about a lady who has a pathological fear of being late, and her husband who purposely makes her late just to see this like one muscle twitch in her eye. It's really good. It's really good. But like you think throughout the stories of Madness ones, you think that one person's mad, and actually it turns out usually that someone else in the story is the mad one.
Okay.
So like the first story is one of a woman who thinks her cat is a reincarnation of a famous musician, but it's not her that's mad. It's really interesting. It's really good. I'm going to lend them to you when you.
Yeah, at some point I'll read them. At some point. Yeah. So I guess the last two, so the other two books I bought in foils. I'll talk about that one last, but I actually don't know what that one's about. This one is. Have you turned your gas on?
I'm going to check.
1 second. We're not having a gas leak. We're fine. It's just your flat's making noises. So this is Geek Love by Catherine Dunn. So
I'm jealous of this one.
Yeah, no, I've seen this a lot. Like a lot of people talk about this book, and it's about like a woman in like I think it's like a circus, and she when she's pregnant and when other people are pregnant, they like try and like manipulate the like fetus in the womb to make it become like
weird,
morphed and like odd and like peculiar. So like. It says here, like, throughout each pregnancy, Lil gobbles pesticides, experiments with drugs, and douses her with radiation to ensure that she produces infants grotesque enough to keep the turnstiles clicking. This is fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's,
this is fucked up.
This is fucked up. So I'm just really intrigued. Like, I keep hearing about it, and I keep being like, I really want to pick this up, and I found it. I never find it, so I picked it up, obviously. And then the last book is actually a recommendation. So I was talking to someone at work, and I found a fellow book lover, and that's very hard to find when I'm at work. And they were like, what do you recommend? And she asked me for recommendation, and she gave me one. And this was Salim Haddad's Guapa, and she said like she loves this book. This is the book she recommends to everyone.
Okay.
Also, it's a Europa book, which is a publisher I really love. So I really want to keep.
And it's a full summer collection. Sorry.
It is. It's got a sticker on it. So this is about a guy in a Middle Eastern country, or in the Middle East during kind of the Arab Spring or just after the Arab Spring, and it's about him kind of living in that environment and kind of dealing with it, and how he kind of his life in that kind of environment. I don't know much else on that, because I was saying to you just then, I don't really.
You don't read blurbs?
I don't read blurbs. I'm awful. Like, I know I want to read it, and I've been recommended this, and she was so passionate about it that I was like, I have to read it.
Yeah.
So I just picked it up. It's meant to be good, so we'll see.
There's like, I have to put the difference between us is that I will like only like I'll read the blurb and decide whether it's a story I want to read, whereas you could go a lot on recommendations or like hearing about it and thinking, oh yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. I always like, it sounds like a bit of me, but that's fine.
Yeah.
There was one book I was going to buy, which was that one that was about some woman's eyes hemorrhaging in her head. And there's like blood everywhere, and I was like, that was one where I read the blurb and I was like, that sounds great.
Yeah.
But I already do that.
Yeah. You're wrong. Read the blurb. Yeah.
So I guess we talked about books that we can't read and we've bought as well.
Cool.
We might do another video where we talk more about like book routine.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you want to do 2 separate ones?
Yeah, let's do 2 separate ones.
Cool.
Fuck it. I like doing short ones.
Then
so.
you got 2. You say short and this is nearly 20 minutes long.
Yeah. Alright, so watch out for the next video, and we'll see you then.